The vast emptiness of space stretched before the UES Thunderbolt, a sleek silver vessel that hummed with quiet power. Captain Hyun Kong stood motionless near the primary view screen, her hands clasped behind her back. The ship's interior was a marvel of human engineering: clean lines, soft blue holographic displays, and an atmosphere of calm precision. Lieutenant J. Park monitored the long-range sensors, his fingers moving across translucent screens with practiced efficiency. The routine deep space patrol had been running smoothly for weeks, nothing but endless starfields and occasional asteroid clusters breaking the monotony. Suddenly, a spark of energy rippled across the sensor grid. Jay's eyes narrowed, his hand hovering over the alert system. "Captain," he called, his voice measured but urgent, "we have an anomalous quantum signature developing at coordinates 47 Delta 9. Hyun moved closer to the display, her dark eyes scanning the rapidly changing data. The quantum signature was unlike anything in their standard databases, a swirling, complex pattern that seemed to bend the very fabric of space around it. "Magnify," she commanded. The holographic display expanded, revealing a shimmering distortion that slowly began to take shape. Something was emerging, not from traditional faster-than-light travel, but through what appeared to be a quantum tunnel. The technology was exotic, far beyond standard interstellar navigation methods. As the distortion stabilized, shapes began to resolve. Alien vessels materialized, sleek, angular craft with surfaces that seemed to shift and change even as they became visible. Their design was fundamentally different from human engineering, organic yet mechanical, with curves that suggested living technology. "First contact protocol," Hyun announced calmly. "Full passive scanning. No active emissions." The Thunderbolt's advanced sensor arrays began collecting data, passive sensors probing the alien vessels without revealing their own position. Each scan revealed layers of complexity that challenged human understanding. The alien ships moved with a fluidity that suggested an intelligence beyond mechanical control. Jay's console began displaying initial analysis. "Captain, these vessels have energy signatures that don't match any known species in our database. Their propulsion system appears to generate quantum coherence fields that allow instantaneous positional shifts." More ships continued to emerge from the quantum tunnel. What had initially seemed like a small group was rapidly becoming a substantial fleet. Their formation suggested a military configuration, tight, disciplined, with clear tactical positioning. The bridge crew remained unnervingly calm. Years of training and psychological conditioning meant that first contact was treated as a professional event, not a moment of panic. Each crew member understood their role, their eyes fixed on their respective stations. "No communication attempts detected," reported Elena Rodriguez, the communications specialist. "They appear to be observing us." Captain Kong watched the alien fleet, her mind racing through potential scenarios. Humanity had encountered multiple alien civilizations in the past decades, but each first contact was unique. Some had been peaceful, others tense, and a few had resulted in brief, contained conflicts. The alien vessels began to move, their motion synchronized in a way that suggested a collective intelligence. They weren't just ships, but seemed more like components of a larger, living system. "Tactical assessment," Hyun said quietly. Jay's fingers danced across his console. "Defensive systems are at maximum readiness. Quantum shields are fully charged. Weapon systems are online but not targeted." The moment hung in balance, thousands of kilometers of empty space separating two technological civilizations, each observing the other with a mixture of caution and curiosity. No one spoke. The only sounds were the soft hum of the ship's systems and the measured breathing of the crew. Something was about to happen. The quantum tunnel still shimmered, hinting that more might emerge. The alien fleet continued its precise, almost choreographed movement. First contact was imminent, the alien fleet suddenly burst into motion. Their vessels, which had been hanging in precise formation, now moved with shocking speed. Energy weapons charged, creating a web of crackling light that illuminated the dark space around the Thunderbolt. Lieutenant J. Park's hands moved lightning fast across the console. "Incoming weapon signatures detected. Multiple high-energy plasma streams converging on our position." Captain Hyun Kong remained perfectly calm. Her voice was steady, almost detached. "Defensive protocols. Full shield activation. The first wave of alien weapons struck the Thunderbolt's energy shields. Instead of penetrating, the plasma streams dissipated like water against reinforced glass. The ship's quantum shielding absorbed the energy, converting destructive force into a soft blue shimmer that rippled across its hull. The alien fleet seemed shocked. Their initial attack, which would have obliterated most known spacecraft, had zero effect. Their weapon systems had been designed to defeat numerous galactic civilizations, yet this human vessel simply absorbed their assault without even a slight vibration. Weapon analysis complete, Jay reported. Alien plasma technology operates on a predictable quantum frequency. Our adaptive shields are neutralizing 99.7% of incoming energy. More alien ships began firing. Dozens of weapon streams converged on the Thunderbolt, creating a spectacular light show that illuminated the vast darkness of space. Each strike against the shields produced a complex pattern of blue and silver energy, a beautiful dance of destruction that meant nothing. On the bridge, the human crew moved with practiced efficiency. No panic. No raised voices. Just pure, calculated response. Targeting systems online, Elena Rodriguez announced from her communication station. Her fingers moved across holographic displays, tracking each alien vessel's unique quantum signature. Captain Kong watched the alien fleet's reaction. Their ship movements were becoming erratic, almost confused. They had expected an easy target, a simple conquest. Instead, they faced a technological barrier they couldn't comprehend. One alien vessel attempted a different approach. Instead of plasma weapons, it launched what appeared to be quantum disruption torpedoes, weapons designed to break down molecular structures. These were sophisticated devices that had decimated entire planetary defenses in previous conflicts. The torpedoes approached the Thunderbolt, their complex quantum fields spinning with destructive potential. Jay's fingers touched a specific sequence on his console. Quantum absorption field activated. The torpedoes didn't explode. They simply disappeared. Their complex energy was absorbed, transformed, neutralized by the human ship's advanced defensive systems. The alien fleet's communication channels, which the Thunderbolt was passively monitoring, erupted in what could only be described as confusion and panic. Their language was complex, filled with harmonic tones that suggested a collective consciousness. "They're discussing retreat," Elena translated quickly. "Their tactical assessments indicate our technology is significantly beyond their understanding." Captain Kong allowed herself a slight smile. Humanity had learned from past encounters. Defense wasn't just about destroying potential threats, it was about demonstrating capability while minimizing actual conflict. The alien fleet began to shift position, their tight formation breaking down. Some vessels appeared to be preparing emergency quantum jumps, ready to escape this unexpected resistance. But the Thunderbolt had not yet shown its true capabilities. This was merely a defensive demonstration. Jay looked up from his console. "Captain, they'd used approximately 37% of their total weapon potential. We've expended less than 0.03% of our defensive capabilities." The vastness of space seemed to hold its breath. Two civilizations faced each other, one expecting easy conquest, the other prepared for any potential threat. The Thunderbolt remained a silent, impenetrable guardian, its technology so advanced it seemed almost magical. First contact had just become something entirely unexpected. The Thunderbolt's systems hummed with potential energy. Captain Hian Kang's eyes narrowed, analyzing the alien fleet's confused formation. Their initial attack had failed completely, and now they were vulnerable. "Tactical response," she said quietly. "Precision targeting." Lieutenant J. Park's fingers danced across the holographic interface. The ship's quantum computing systems began calculating trajectories, predicting movement patterns, and identifying critical weaknesses in the alien fleet's configuration. The first strike was surgical. A single quantum pulse erupted from the Thunderbolt, not as a weapon of destruction, but as a precise technological instrument. It passed through the alien ship's shields as if they were transparent, targeting their primary energy distribution systems. One by one, alien vessels began to lose power. Not explosively. Not dramatically. Just quietly. Their complex systems simply shut down, their quantum drives going dark without warning. It was a demonstration of control more than violence. The alien communication channels erupted in sounds that translated to pure confusion. Their collective intelligence struggled to comprehend how a single pulse could disable multiple advanced vessels simultaneously. Complete system disruption, Jay reported. Zero physical damage. Total technological neutralization. Each disabled alien ship drifted silently. Their weapons systems were completely offline. Their quantum drives rendered inoperable. They weren't destroyed, just comprehensively defeated. Captain Kong watched the display with clinical precision. This wasn't about killing. This was about demonstrating technological superiority so completely that further conflict became impossible. Another quantum pulse followed. This time, it carried a specific message, a communication signal that penetrated the aliens' most secure communication networks. It wasn't an attack. It was a statement. "We can do this," the pulse said without words. "But we choose not to." The remaining alien vessels began to retreat. Their formations broke. Their collective confidence shattered. They had approached expecting a simple conquest, a routine elimination of a supposedly inferior species. Instead, they found themselves completely outmatched. Elena Rodriguez monitored the communication channels. "They're broadcasting emergency signals," she reported. Multiple distress communications to what appears to be their central command. The quantum pulses continued. Not as weapons, but as precise technological instruments that demonstrated humanity's advanced capabilities. Each pulse carried information, showed potential, revealed a technology so advanced it seemed almost magical. Jay's console displayed complex data streams. Quantum disruption complete. Total fleet neutralization at 99.8% efficiency. No physical casualties detected. Space around the Thunderbolt remained calm. The alien fleet, once proud and aggressive, now drifted like abandoned children. Their most advanced technologies had been rendered useless in moments. Captain Kong understood the psychological impact of their actions. This wasn't just a military demonstration. This was a message to an entire civilization: humanity could defend itself with surgical precision. Maintain passive scanning, she instructed. Continue monitoring their communication channels. The alien ships continued to drift. Their crews would be alive, their vessels intact. But their technological pride had been completely dismantled. One by one, the remaining alien vessels began attempting emergency quantum jumps. But even those systems had been subtly compromised. They would escape, but slowly. Carefully. With a newfound respect for the humans who had so completely defeated them. Lieutenant Park looked up from his console. "Demonstration complete, Captain." Hyun Kong nodded. A single, precise movement that captured volumes of meaning. They had shown their power. They had demonstrated their capabilities. And they had done so without firing a single destructive weapon. The Thunderbolt remained silent. A technological marvel. A guardian. A protector that could defeat an entire fleet with less effort than most species would use to swat an insect. First Contact had just redefined the meaning of technological superiority. The alien communication networks erupted in chaos. Quantum channels carried signals of pure shock and disbelief across multiple star systems. What had been a planned conquest had transformed into a humiliating defeat that challenged everything their civilization understood about technological superiority. On the Thunderbolt's bridge, Captain Hyun Kong watched the unfolding communication patterns with clinical detachment. Lieutenant J. Park translated the intercepted signals, his voice steady and professional. "Their central command is experiencing complete system shock," Jay reported. "Their linguistic patterns suggest total psychological breakdown." The alien civilization, known as the Collective Harmonic, had a complex social structure built on technological achievement. Their entire cultural identity revolved around their perceived technological dominance. The Thunderbolt's demonstration had shattered that core belief in moments. Intercepted communications revealed deep emotional responses. Fear. Confusion. A fundamental questioning of their species' capabilities. Their collective intelligence, once so confident, now trembled with uncertainty. Elena Rodriguez monitored the communication channels, her fingers moving across holographic interfaces. "They're discussing us like we're some kind of technological myth," she said quietly. "Not as a species, but as a potential technological anomaly." The psychological impact extended beyond the immediate fleet. Multiple alien civilizations were receiving fragmented reports about the encounter. Each transmission carried the same core message: something entirely unexpected had happened. Jay's console displayed complex data streams showing the spread of information. "Information is propagating across multiple quantum communication networks," he announced. "Our encounter is becoming a defining moment for multiple galactic civilizations." The Thunderbolt remained silent. No additional demonstrations. No further attacks. Just a calm, persistent presence that spoke volumes about human technological capabilities. Captain Khan understood the deeper strategy. This wasn't just a military engagement. This was a statement about humanity's approach to interstellar interactions. Powerful. Precise. Controlled. The alien fleet that had attacked continued to drift. Their quantum drives remained disabled, a constant reminder of their technological inferior status. They were alive, unharmed, but completely neutralized. "Broadcast a standard diplomatic communication," Kong instructed. Elena's fingers moved across her console. A simple message was transmitted: "We seek no conflict. We are prepared to communicate." The message itself was almost more shocking than the technological demonstration. After completely dismantling their attack fleet, humans offered dialogue. Not vengeance. Not conquest. Just communication. Alien communication channels began analyzing the message with desperate intensity. Their complex linguistic algorithms struggled to understand the human approach. A species capable of total technological domination was offering peaceful communication. "They can't comprehend our response," Jay observed. "Their tactical models have no framework for this scenario." The psychological impact rippled across multiple star systems. The collective harmonic's entire strategic understanding was being rewritten. Technological superiority wasn't just about destructive potential, it was about choice. About control. Captain Kong watched the holographic displays, her expression calm. She understood that this moment would be remembered. Not as a battle, but as a demonstration of humanity's true technological and philosophical capabilities. The Thunderbolt continued its silent vigil. A technological marvel that had redefined interstellar engagement with a single, precise encounter. No weapons fired. No lives lost. Just a complete, surgical demonstration of human potential. The universe was watching. And humanity had just made its most powerful statement yet. The quantum communication networks buzzed with the story of the Thunderbolt's encounter. Alien civilizations across multiple star systems analyzed every transmitted fragment, trying to understand the implications of humanity's technological demonstration. Back on the human space station orbiting Earth, government and military leaders reviewed the comprehensive report from Captain Hyun Kong. The encounter was more than a military engagement, it was a diplomatic statement that would reshape interstellar relationships. "They didn't just defend," Admiral Lee explained during the briefing. "They demonstrated technological superiority without causing unnecessary destruction." The collective harmonics communication networks continued to transmit waves of confusion. Their entire strategic understanding had been dismantled in moments. Civilizations that had long feared potential human expansion now saw a different perspective. Humans were powerful, but not aggressive. Lieutenant J. Park's detailed analysis showed something remarkable. The Thunderbolt had used less than 0.05% of its total defensive and offensive capabilities during the entire encounter. This wasn't just a display of power, it was a carefully measured response. Diplomatic channels began receiving communication requests from multiple alien civilizations. Some were cautious. Some were curious. All were fundamentally changed by the encounter. The disabled alien fleet continued to drift in space, a silent testament to human technological capabilities. They weren't destroyed. They weren't damaged. They were simply neutralized. Earth's communication centers worked overtime, processing the incoming data streams. Each transmission carried a mix of fear, respect, and curiosity about humanity's technological potential. "We're not looking for conflict," became the standard diplomatic response. Simple. Direct. Powerful. The implications extended far beyond the immediate encounter. Alien civilizations that had previously considered humanity a potential threat now saw a species capable of incredible technological control. Not conquerors. Not destroyers. Defenders. Multiple alien diplomatic councils began emergency sessions. Their previous strategic models about human expansion and potential conflict were being completely rewritten. The Thunderbolt continued its deep space patrol, carrying with it the weight of this single encounter. One ship. One precise demonstration. An entire galactic understanding transformed. Captain Khan understood the deeper significance. This wasn't just a military engagement. This was a philosophical statement about humanity's approach to interstellar interactions. Communication analysis showed something unexpected. The collective harmonic was not just afraid. They were beginning to study human technology with a mixture of terror and profound respect. "They're trying to understand our technological approach," Jay observed during a bridge discussion. "Not just our capabilities, but our philosophy of power." The human crew remained calm. Professional. Understanding that this encounter would be studied for generations. Earth's diplomatic corps prepared comprehensive reports. Not about conquest. Not about conflict. But about a measured, precise demonstration of technological potential. The quantum communication networks continued to pulse with the story. Each transmission carried the same core message: humanity was not to be underestimated. But neither were they looking for unnecessary conflict. A new era of interstellar understanding had begun. Powered by a single ship. A single encounter. A demonstration of technological capability that spoke louder than any weapon. The Thunderbolt sailed onward. Silent. Powerful. A guardian of human potential. The universe watched. And learned.